I've stopped doing the fun, extra office stuff after I didn't like the way my boss handled something. Am I the asshole? I guess background is important, and sorry it's long. My job performance is exceptional. I meet every necessary mark 100% of the time and have done so for the last 10 years. Maybe an odd month or two in there due to travel and things that would make it impossible. I've also stepped up and carried the load for coworkers when things have come up to ensure our area isn't dinged for performance issues. Clients get along with me well. I've never had a complaint filed against me, etc. You get the idea. I'm also known to do all of the holiday decorating, coordinating the gifts for office celebrations, baking the desserts, writing formal thank yous from our department, and making holiday baskets to help maintain positive relationships with the other agencies we work with.
Jeez.
A couple months back, there was a policy change, and none of us were happy about it. I made the best of a bad situation and adapted to the change immediately. My coworkers did as well, but they all called me to complain and vent. This is normal. We tend to complain amongst ourselves for one good bitch session and then just, it is what it is, and continue to work hard and not complain again. Well, here's where the issue is. While one of my coworkers was venting, my boss was eavesdropping selectively on my side of the conversation as that's what he could hear. I was commiserating with them, but also pointing out how it wouldn't be that bad, it's in our contract, how we can make it fun / less obnoxious, etc., etc., etc. We hang up and I didn't think about it any further, especially since neither of us really said anything that you wouldn't expect an employee to say with any kind of change they're wanting. It's pretty damn tame. I didn't think about it again until my boss called me in a few days later to do an employee evaluation in response to it. In every review I've had here, I've always hit the exceeds expectations in nearly every category. He cut me down to meets expectation on everything. He reamed me for my attitude, for not cutting my coworker off and letting them vent, telling me I should have told them to call him. He accused me of being negative / a negative influence, and that if he didn't nip it in the butt now, it could fester and create a toxic work environment. I was and still am pretty pissed about it. Coworkers should be allowed to vent to each other without being treated like this. After this, as you may have guessed, I'm just not in the mood to head up everything extra as I've been doing to make the office environment fun. I keep my door closed when he's here. I didn't bring in dessert for March birthday lunch. That lunch isn't mandatory, but I didn't want any more problems, so I went and just sat quietly the entire time. Now there's another appreciation week / month for one of our departments we work with, and there's been an email chain about cards / gifts, and I've responded the amount that I'll put towards it and asked who I should send it to. People are noticing I'm not picking this stuff up, and the chain has gone in a circle for days now, and I'm not budging. I've had one person approach me about it, and I just said that I don't have time to take it on right now. I guess I'm feeling like all the shit I did on a regular to foster a positive work environment just got thrown out or was never appreciated because I lent an ear to a coworker and then got viciously reprimanded for it. Like, what's the point if 10 years of going out of my way gets you thrown out just like
10
that?
years, holy.
Am I the asshole for just quietly stepping out of all these extras due to my feelings on how this was handled? Am I being overly petty?
No. I'm sorry it took you 10 years to realize that the company you work for doesn't give a shit about you, but better late than never, I guess.
So the question is, what do you think?
I told my mother that I respect my father's new girlfriend more than her husband. Backstory, my 17 female mom, 45 female, cheated on my dad, 46 male, 7 years ago with my stepdad, Alan, 50 male. I was 10 at the time. I knew that my mom had another boyfriend that made them get a divorce. My dad was devastated, to say the least. My dad fought hard to get custody from my mom because he did not want to lose me at all. He did end up getting 50-50. Ever since my parents' divorce, I hated my mom. I hated that she hurt my dad. I remembered my dad drinking himself to sleep after the divorce. I was 11 and had to push him off the couch, clean him up. I saw what my mom did to my dad, and my stepdad was also to blame for it. My dad did clean up and started making changes in his life and became a good father figure for me, but he still suffered from the aftermath of my mom's infidelity. He was finally in a better place now. He has worked enough to build a relationship with me too. Suffice to say, the relationship I had with my mom never recovered. I hated going to her place and watching her play family with some random guy. She never made an effort to keep our family together, yet she happily became the loving wife to him. I hated him too. My mom tried really hard to make me forgive her. She said sorry and apologized. I never missed a chance to remind her that she was the one who broke my family. It would make her cry that her own daughter wanted nothing to do with her, but I didn't care. I would lock myself in my room the entire time and not come out. I was always loud and clear that I don't like my stepdad, even though he also tried to make it up to me. Any gift he would give me, I would just give it away. Last year, my mom, Alan, and I had a huge fight. I called my mom a cheating witch who destroyed my family. I also called Alan a homewrecker and said, I hope your own son gets cheated on so that you know what the pain is like. Alan screamed at me that he is tired of my crap. I left their house and went to stay with Dad. I thought it was so unfair that my mom lives happily ever after, and my dad was left behind to pick up the pieces of our broken home. That's when my dad sat me down and told me that I should have never talked to my mom like that. Sure, she made a bad choice, but she's still my mom. And then he told me he forgave her, and it's for the best that I forgive her because it will make me free. My dad went on to explain that in his therapy, he realized his marriage had problems. He thought that just because everything was going on a routine and there was silence, he took it as a sign that everything was fine. However, he learned a lot about relationships and himself over the last 7 years and has tried to become someone I could look up to. He tells me he's dating someone else and he's happy with the life he has now, though there are some triggers. I was happy to hear that my dad was doing okay, and it made me realize I was being irrational. I'm still mad at my mom, but I decided to give her a chance.
Okay. That's big because we're 17 in the story, right?
That's huge. Yeah.
That's a huge teenager step.
Really big realization on Opie's part. I said sorry to both my mom and stepdad. I also said sorry to my stepbrother and my half-brother. Things have been calm and cool for a while. Hey guys, before we continue with the story, we wanted to share with you some exciting news. We're going to be on TikTok Live TV next Tuesday at 6 p.m. PST. We'll have more crazy stories to share with you. It's going to be a great show, so don't miss it. Next Tuesday, live here on TikTok. I met my dad's girlfriend. She seems awesome. She has 2 kids who are under 10. Though she is much younger than my dad, I didn't care. As long as dad is happy, I'm happy for him. So a few days ago, I was chatting with my mom, and I brought up the fact that I met my dad's girlfriend this weekend, and she seemed nice. My mom's expression changed. She went from having a smile to having a frown. She said, I didn't know your dad was dating. I didn't know that you got to have an opinion about that.
Yeah, I didn't realize you had a right to care about that at all.
I said I didn't either, but my dad is taking things slow. I told her she's really nice and cool. My mom then lashed out and called me a hypocrite. She said that for years her stepdad and she have been trying hard to make me forgive them. They went out of their way to make it right, and I still didn't accept them. But I accepted my dad's girlfriend in a heartbeat, and suddenly she's this cool step-parent. I was angry too, so I blurted out, at least she didn't cheat on my dad like you. I also said that I would never accept my stepdad as a good human because he is the reason why I grew up in a broken family. That I do not owe them anything after how they treated my dad. I respect my dad's girlfriend more than I respect them because at least she didn't cheat on him and leave him to pick up the broken pieces of her family. In fact, she's the reason why dad is happy now and she will always be above my stepdad. I stormed out and stayed with a friend. I know I shouldn't have said that. I mean, firstly, my dad and his girlfriend have only been dating for 6 months. My mom and dad were married for 13 years, and I felt like I oversold their relationship to mom, but I feel like an a-hole for how I worded it. This is not a very exciting update, but a lot of people have shown me love and support in this community. Also, I need to address one thing. Many people criticize my dad for his drinking problem. Well, he does not have a drinking problem. He hasn't drank in 6 years. Yes, I did mention that he drowned his pain in drink when my mom cheated and after the divorce, but he stopped when he saw me trying to clean up his vomit. I knew he was wrong, but he has done literally everything to make it up to me. He went to rehab and threw away all the drinks in the house. So he had one, he got through it.
Right, because people are, they have the capacity to change.
Yeah, absolutely. He went to therapy and worked hard on his career. He even got me to therapy. He has apologized for his toxic behavior and also that he tried his best to keep our family together. He's always made an open space for me to express my feelings. I feel safe with him. I trust him. He never badmouthed my mother in front of me. Yes, he still suffers from anxiety, but he has it under control. I hated watching his and our lives get uprooted, so I don't think it is fair for you guys to blame my dad only when he changed for me. He got clean. He stopped drinking. But say this to me, can my mother undo her infidelity? Also, I know their marriage had problems, but is cheating the right thing for her to do? No.
No. But it is good that you recognize that it's like,
Yeah.
as a kid, it's like you're not going to be tuned into your parents' marriage on that level. It's like there's tons of problems that happen on both sides, I'm sure you're still not aware of, and you shouldn't ever be because they're your parents and you shouldn't be their marriage counselor.
Exactly. What? Of course, none of those ever make cheating. Okay.
Right.
And I haven't mentioned a major thing. That is, my stepdad and my dad used to be friends until the discovery of my mom's infidelity. He cut him off from his life too. Yeah! So yeah, you can imagine the pain both me and my dad went through. What a major betrayal.
Yeah.
Props to the dad, because he forgave them still.
With therapy. Importante.
Yes. But I am proud of him for keeping his head straight. So now the update. I talked to my dad and arranged therapy with my old therapist. I also suggested that we need family therapy as well. Yeah. My dad fully supported me and said he will look into it. Lastly, I called my mom to say sorry, but instead my stepdad picked up. I asked for my mom, and he said that my mom has locked herself in their bedroom because she's pissed. My mom has this habit that whenever she's mad, she locks herself in a room. I asked why. He said that they had a fight about my dad. Basically, my mom had a hint that my dad was dating. I told my mother that I respect my father's new girlfriend more than her husband. At that time, I knew he had a girlfriend but didn't tell my mom. She took the liberty to track her on Facebook. I don't know how she got her ID. My stepdad has caught her several times looking at my dad's girlfriend. There were pictures of dad in her too. So their argument was that my mom was basically obsessed with my dad's girlfriend and has been stalking her. My stepdad said it's best that I do not speak to her for a while because she clearly has some issues of her own. Well, I don't know what to say. Someone told me she was jealous that my dad moved on. This could just be it. I may or may not post any further updates, so until then, see you guys. And we'll be in therapy working things out. A lot of you have messaged me and asked to keep you guys updated. Well, from my last post, you guys can see that I have in fact been cheated on. What? It is funny because in my first post, I mentioned that the last time I had a fight with my stepdad, I told him I hope his son gets cheated on so he knows how that feels. And now here I am losing my boyfriend and my friend because they stabbed me in the back. The breakup is still fresh in my mind. I still cry sometimes thinking about it. But I'm glad I have my other friends and obviously my dad with me. So I can hope I will be fine. And yes, I did end up going to Disneyland with my dad and we had a lot of fun. That's good. My dad ended up becoming sick after we came back for a little while. He's better now. I guess he had some bad food on the way. Otherwise, he's fine. I finally spoke to my mom. She came to visit me at my dad's house. My dad rarely sees her, so he was also shocked to see her. She looked a bit put out of place, as if she were entering Narnia. She wanted to talk to me and my dad. Dad went inside his room to give us some privacy to talk. Then we sat down. She apologized to me for acting so irrationally and never taking my feelings into account. I don't know what happened, but I asked her if she ever felt any guilt for cheating on my dad. She cried and said that she had always been guilty of how things ended between my dad and her. She didn't go into much detail, but at the time, my dad and her were having some marriage problems. She and dad wanted to work things out, but she was still feeling empty. Then my stepdad came, and she found an escape from her life with him. She said she was selfish. She wanted to have it all, but she knew someday her lies would be caught, and they were. She mentioned that she and dad have grown distant because of the affair. She does regret it and wishes she could have handled it better. She has spent 7 years or more with my stepdad, but deep down she still had feelings for my dad. Some days she even wakes up and guilt washes over her. She regrets even starting the affair. The problem was not my dad or my stepdad. The problem was her, and she knows she's messed up a lot. I opened up to her about my struggles in life, how I had to deal with the downfall of their marriage, and how it affected me over the last few years. I wish she had just ended things in a good way rather than introducing a man that has become the bane of my existence. I wish she hadn't pushed me to accept him, knowing the pain he caused both me and my dad, and he doesn't seem to feel any remorse. She cried heavily this time and says she knows how wrong it was, but she thought if I accepted my stepdad, then the affair wouldn't look so bad on her.
Oh, that's where you're wrong, though. It would still look really bad.
Yeah. I wanted to tell her that she was stupid, and that's not how it works. I asked her why she was so obsessed with Layla, Dad's girlfriend. She told me that ever since their divorce, there has always been a little spark of hope that someday her and Dad would be together. She knows it's foolish for her to think that, but her subconscious mind was telling her that she and Dad are the end game. But learning that he has moved on and started dating just freaked her out. I told her that is BS because she was the one who married her affair partner and went on to have a family with him. It is so disgusting and immoral for her to even think that, especially after she was the one who cheated and left. If she still thinks that she has a chance with Dad, then she's either delusional or simply stupid. She doesn't get to dictate how others feel and doesn't get to control what I feel. She says she understands and has been a mess for a long time. She opened up about her own marital status, which is not good at the moment. I also shared my story of being cheated on. She tried to hug me and said it will be okay. It just made me angry. I told her I don't need her sympathy now, especially in matters of cheating.
I would be so annoyed.
Yeah, I'd be like, no, no. I do love her as a mother. I am grateful that she has cared for me, and especially for being honest with me about this situation. But I do not want to talk to her now. I want to go low contact until she sorts out the things that are messed up with her. She needs therapy, and she should only focus on that and my half-brother. After our conversation ended, my mom and dad talked in his room. I didn't try to eavesdrop or try to listen, so I do not know what they talked about. But after coming out of the room, my mom looked very defeated. She was probably like, I wanted to get back together with you. And he's like, and no, I didn't.
No. Actually, that's never going to happen.
No. After that, we talked a little and she bid us goodbye. I did tell her that I want her in my graduation and other big events, but I want to have some boundaries when it comes to my stepdad.
Wait, can we role play their conversation?
Yeah.
Okay. Hey, so what do you want to talk about?
I just wanted to say that I'm so sorry that I hurt you.
That you cheated on me?
Yes, but I want you to know that even though I cheated on you with Alan, I never stopped loving you.
My good friend Alan?
Alan, your good friend Alan. I never stopped loving you, and I want to get back together with you. I never loved Alan, your best friend Alan, who I cheated on you with.
You loved me while you cheated on me with Alan?
Yes, I cheated on you because I loved you so much.
So you're telling me that you're kind of cheating on Alan?
Yes, because I love you so much.
So you're cheating again and you want me, the guy you cheated on, to take you back?
Yes, and leave your girlfriend.
Yeah, go ahead and leave.
Okay, bye. Perfect. And yes, my dad knows about my mom's meltdown, and that's why he wanted to talk to her in private. I don't think this issue is solved here. I honestly laughed a little because my dad and my mom have not been in contact for a long time, and he should know. On the bright side, I did get to meet Layla's kids. Ever since my dad became sick, she's been coming frequently to cook or clean. Sometimes she would bring her kids, and I do enjoy playing with them. I always wished to have siblings, and now I have 3. Yay! Oh, hopefully this will be my last update. I thank anyone who gave me advice and comments. And that is the end of that story, folks.
14,000 upvotes. My dad secretly paid off my student loans, but I found out how he did it and I don't know how to feel. 2 months ago, I got a letter saying that my entire $68,000 student loan balance was paid off. I thought it was a scam at first, but after calling the servicer, they confirmed, quote, a family member made a full payment. I immediately knew it was my dad. He's always been supportive, though not the emotional type. I called him crying, thanking him. He brushed it off and said, don't worry about it. Just focus on living your life. It wasn't until last week that my mom told me how he did it. He sold the Harley he's been restoring since before I was born. The one he used to tell me would be his retirement ride. He sold it quietly to some collector in another state and used every penny to clear my debt. He's 61, works maintenance at a plant, his knees are shot. That bike was the one indulgence he ever allowed himself. I don't even know if I should thank him again or apologize. I feel both incredibly loved and incredibly guilty. He traded his dream for my freedom, and I don't know how to carry that. I just need to tell someone because I can't stop thinking about it. So the question is, what do you think? Am I the asshole for collecting a daddy tax for my kids' Halloween haul? I, 40 male, pay for my kids, 6-year-old twins and a 5-year-old, costumes, research, and bring them to the best neighborhoods, the houses that dish out the full-size bars, and I provide protection to ensure they can fully enjoy their Halloween experience. All I ask is for them to kick up a portion of their earnings without me having to shake them down. The boss, my wife, says that I have no right to take points, but they are great earners who have no business eating that much candy in the first place. So am I the asshole? So the question is, what do you think?